this week I've looked back at the design. The kitchen countertops come with small plastic feet underneath. They're adjustable so you can change them to make sure that they're all flat and level, but ultimately they're not strong enough to withstand the rugged life that a van's going to be put through. As you're going down the motorway at 90 miles an hour, I need to know that you've got a steady frame for the countertops to stay in place. Here's a finished frame for where your feet can rest when the seat is in its rear swallow-back position. Once the majority of the framing done, I wanted to take the van outside before I did the blind installation. The reason for this is I wanted to make sure now that I've added some sealant to the edging of the windows that on a drip test there'd be no water leaking in. Of course that's quite an important thing to make sure that I've got a watertight van. So here I just mopped up some rain with the pressure washer and just went at the van for as long as I could just to see if there were any drips. Once I'd had my fun spraying the van with a lot of water and getting the camera wet at the same time, I came inside and saw that the roof fan that I've installed on sealed is completely dry. Massive result there, obviously being on top of the van, that's where it's going to be exposed to most of the water. On the right hand side, so the driver's side, it was completely dry. The sealant, the technique that I've put into extra has really helped. And on the passenger side, unfortunately there was still a few drips. So next I'm having to resort to going to and get a professional in. Ultimately, with this van and the amount of time that I've got left to sell it, I'm going to make sure that the professionals come in. With this window, with the drips that are coming down through it, there does have to be a point where I have to concede. Ultimately my own pride and my own want to do everything myself on this van does need to take a back step. Ultimately, I've agreed with myself and with future customers that do buy this van that I'm going to make the best van possible. And so, as I've cut the window out myself, I've fitted it, done all of the adhesive, filing down, I've done the best I possibly can. So the problem stems from the silicone gun that I used to spread the adhesive across. If the silicone's not warmed up, and certainly if it's not coming out in a constant bead, it blotches in the window, and that then can leave, once you press the window onto the van, can leave spaces in between for water to seep through. In the future I'm going to get a silicone gun, so then with the metal chewer that I've got, which creates a cleaner edge, coupled with a more steady bead of adhesive with warmed up and electric silicone gun onto the metal, that's going to solve future problems. But right at this stage, cutting the window out, getting it back to the point where there's nothing on any of the metal, and then getting it installed by a professional is a much better option for £100 than it's going to cost me, just to make sure that this van is going to be right for the customers, and that future vans I might learn a thing or two, so then I can get it right next time. But now that the leak test has shown that the driver's side window is completely sealed, it's now time to get the blind on. I've gone for a dual cell blind from IKEA. This will offer an insulating property as well as being a blackout blind. However, normally fixed to a window in a house, it will rattle around. So I'm going to put some conduit down the side so that it all stays in place, and then dress it nicely. And I've got some paint which is colour matched to the van, so then it all blends in quite nicely with the window. Got a windowsill which is paint matched to the van, rails for the blind to come down, and then it's fixed in at the top. Now with a bevel all the way around, it's going to look good. The carabiner clips have arrived just to finish off the shelf space above. It all fits in there quite nicely, so you've got easy access. You can put your soft items and then roll out as you're driving. Although they're not massively click-worthy YouTube thumbnail things, doing these little things like putting in the blind and just paint matching the windowsill to the van and having the little bungee cords up in the storage area, these are things which are the early warning signs that the van is coming to a finished position, which is really exciting and quite refreshing as well. I do a lot of work throughout the week which is going to be ultimately covered up and is not going to be representative in the finished product. But these little things now that are coming together are a really nice sign that I'm not far off when the finishing touches on. I've temporarily wired up the light bar to the power. It did come with this button on the harness, which I didn't quite like, so then I've just changed it and wired it up with one of these. Which works. Changed it so then the pattern of the headlights are round about where you want the lights extended out to. They were a bit high before. It looks absolutely fantastic up there. The camera doesn't do it justice. And next week we've got quite an exciting week. I'm going to be plumber down. It's the first time that I'm going to be putting a pressured water system into a van. We've got hot, cold, waste, fresh water, shower, sink, taps, everything, the works. So come back next week to see if I make a bodge of that or if I do a good job.